All right, guys, main card time, main event time. Let's jump right into it. This is going to be an all violence UFC classic. This is one of those fights where you cannot and will not be let down as a fight fan. You are going to be entertained, and there will be blood. Of course, we are talking about El Kukui, Tony Ferguson with the razor sharp elbows, and Justin, the highlight Gaethje, AKA, is he a zombie from Walking Dead? Yet to be determined. Now, guys, this fight it's got everything you want, all right? You got a 21-2 fighter taking on a guy with 25-3. You got 5 losses combined, and you got more than 40 wins combined. These guys are going in here. If you look at Gaethje, the 2 losses are Eddie Alvarez and Dustin Poirier, both of which are guys that are just absolute top of the cream of the crop. And then he goes and says, okay, James Vick, knockout. Okay, Edson Barboza, knockout. Okay, Donald Cerrone, TKO, punches, you're done. And we don't, what hasn't been said about Tony Ferguson since that decision loss against Michael Johnson? Like, come on, guys. Like, this guy's on a tear. Mike Rio, Kikumo. Then we step up and we get to Castillo, Trujillo, T-Bow, Josh Thompson. Then we take another step. Edson Barboza, Lando Venata, RDA, Kevin Lee, Pettis, Cerrone. Give this man, who's going to be going into this fight looking for a double interim championship, give him his props. Guys, let's just jump right into this. The odds are saying that for Ferguson is the favorite at a -200 betting favorite, an underdog in Justin Gaethje, who was going to be taking this on short notice, but now he's getting a full camp. So now this is going to be a real test of wills. Who you got? I don't care what you guys can just pick and choose. Like, this is crazy.
All right, I'm gonna start here if you guys don't mind.
Go ahead.
I think a lot can be said about the fact that it's easy to go Tony here, right? Obviously. Tony's the obvious pick as the undisputed number 1 and the biggest potential threat to Khabib, right? We can all kind of agree on that. Now, what I would say is Justin Gaethje, by his own admission, does not have the full gas tank that he would like to have for this fight. Right? So if Justin Gaethje, let's say, only has 4 rounds in him, and you know that Justin Gaethje rounds are different than anybody else's rounds because they are full sprints coming to kill you, despite having a shorter reach, despite, not having, let's say, all the weapons that Tony has. Could we not see Tony, who is very hittable, right? We all see this. He's very unorthodox, but he gets hit. Just the truck of Justin Gaethje sprinting at him full speed. The thing is, obviously, no one puts pressure on somebody like Tony Ferguson does, but somebody who's willing to meet him halfway every step and hit him hard every single time. Because you look at some of the, like, even what happened with in the Kevin Lee fight, right? When Tony got mounted, I don't necessarily think that Justin will have the same approach. I think he's going to try to kick his leg off and punch his face until he stops moving. And the question is, can he do that in the gas tank that he has, which is 20 minutes as opposed to Tony Ferguson's 6 hours, right? It's not as big a write-off as I initially thought. Because when I initially saw this fight, I'm like, oh, well, this is stupid. Like, this is going to be a great fight for as long as it lasts. But the thing is, Tony's inevitably going to get the victory. And I still, to some degree, feel that way. That Tony is probably, in all likelihood, going to get the win, in better shape, right? Was training anyway. It's a totally different style for him, though. But when has Tony not been able to adapt and overcome? But now that I look into it a little bit more, I'm thinking, you know what, man? Like, I still think that Tony will win, but I don't think it's as easy as I once thought. I think Justin is going to run at him and try to kick his leg super hard and punch him as hittable as Tony is. And what are the chances that he gets clipped?
I mean, he will get clipped for sure, but like, I don't know if he's the type of dude that can really get put out like that, So
I don't know. I don't think so either. But Jesus, look at dude. People like are terrified of fighting Justin Gaethje. He has 7 bonuses in 6 fights, right? Like this man's he's the epitome of ride or die, right? Like I'm coming to kill you. And if I don't, we were talking about Jeremy Stevens earlier in the show, you know, if I'm not going to finish you, I'm going to lose. And that's been his case every time that he fights, right? He's either coming to beat you or to get beat, but he's not going to have a boring fight. He's not going to go to decision. So does Tony finish him before Justin finishes him? This is the question. And I ask you guys this because I would love to know what you guys think of a Justin Gaethje knowing his cardio can't last 5 rounds. I must finish him before then. And Tony thinking, how can I drag this guy into deep water? Do I have to actually go for a more attack approach and try to kill him before he kills me? What do you guys think?
It's all about the deep waters for Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson the type of guy where, well, that's just a meme in and of itself, but Tony Ferguson the type of guy to go swimming with the sharks and the sharks swim away from him. Like, he's the kind of guy who goes in there and says, oh, you have a weakness? Let me exploit it because I am a perfect all-around fighter who can wrestle, All-American, who can grapple, 10th planet Eddie Bravo's black belt that was given to him by royalty in the BJJ community. Striking, look at these dudes' faces after they fight Tony Ferguson. It looks like you got in a knife fight, and someone slashed your forehead. It looks like WWE when they would go and nick their foreheads and let the blood run. Like, it doesn't look real. That being said, Tony Ferguson's fight style and the fight style of Justin Gaethje, this is a perfect combination for me to sit here and be like, this guy has the best chance at beating Tony Ferguson and not Khabib, hold him down, rough him up, don't get submitted, walk away with the chip. Okay, I get that. Talk about an exciting fight. Talk about a stylistic matchup where it's like, from the opening bell, this is the best way I can put it. From the opening bell up until halfway through the second round, Justin Gaethje's got a shot at just ending this thing. It could just be done. And I'm not saying he's going to gas out after the middle of the second round. What I am saying is with each passing second in this fight, Tony Ferguson gets closer and closer to being the guy who's going to win this fight. Every second that ticks by, like you said, he can fight for 6 hours. Gaethje's got the right stylistic matchup of the mix-up of the defensive wrestling where he can stay standing. If Ferguson does get rocked, this isn't going to be, takedown, you're on the ground now, you're in my world. So that's going to be an issue. Ferguson, we've seen him get rocked. What does he do? Somersault away. We don't know what the hell this guy's going to do. For me, I got Ferguson figuring out how to win. This is going to be a figure-it-out type of thing. He will face adversity. He will get rocked. We will be hearing Joe Rogan going, oh my God, is this the most, we're going to hear some screaming, some cracked voices on the calls. It's going to be amazing. I don't see Tony Ferguson I think Tony Ferguson is just the best fighter maybe in MMA. He's just not getting a chance to fight this dude. 5 times it's fallen through with Khabib where it's undisputable at that point, right? That being said, stylistically, man, Justin's got so much of a chance of ending this in the first 7.5, 10 minutes. And once it goes by there, it's going to favor Tony more and more. If this reaches the 5th round, God forbid for Gaethje's sake, it's going to be like, oh, let me start throwing Nick Diaz level of volume at you while you're breathing real heavy with some body shots, some body elbows. We don't really even know, right? Some interesting stuff. But anyway, Jad, go ahead. What you got?
Yeah, man. I mean, I agree pretty much with everything you said in terms of I think Gaethje is going to come off hard. That's his chance at the beginning, but I don't think he's going to be able to finish Ferguson. I think he might put him on the ground. He might knock him down even, but I don't think he's going to be able to finish him. And then Ferguson is going to eventually overcome that, figure it out, and finish the fight before the 5th round is done. And I think he's going to finish it with a TKO. Or my other choice would be a referee stop or a doctor stoppage.
Yep.
Because I feel like the open style that Gaethje has is going to open him up to too many cuts. He's going to be a bloodbath. And by the 5th round, if he even makes it up to the 5th round, the referee is just gonna look at the mess and is gonna be like, bruh, there's corona going on. We gotta chill out on that. You can't have blood everywhere. So I feel like that might happen, you know.
Two things really quickly. We've seen Justin Gaethje adapt his style since those losses to be a little bit more patient, especially after Dustin Poirier's loss. Against James Vick, he was a little bit more, he ended all the fights in the first round. Let's be very clear here. He finished them all in the first round, but he didn't come out the gates going, blah, 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 blah. It was, wait, pick a spot. Kick, leg kick, pick a spot, take a shot. And that is how Tony's going to get hit. Like, that to me is how he's going to get clipped, is a patient, aggressive, like patient aggression. It sounds like an oxymoron, but Justin Gaethje, the one that we've seen since he fought Dustin Poirier, has been able to marry those two things. Second thing I wanted to point out, do you think that that Tony Ferguson cutting to 155, 2 weeks ago now? April 18th, right? Yes, 2 weeks ago. He weighed in on the Friday before, on the April 17th, 155 on the nose. Does that affect this fight? Is it a psychological edge in favor of him, or is it a physiological issue for him, or is it just a non-factor whatsoever? What do you guys think?
Personally, I think it's a non-factor. I don't think anything will stop Tony from being the professional that he is. Like, there's no chance he misses weight now.
Yeah.
And I don't think he just the toughness to do that means that you're tough enough that it won't affect you if you have to do it. For me, that's how I see it. And for Gaethje, I don't think it necessarily sent like a wave to get. Maybe Gaethje was like, damn, bro, like that's crazy. But if you're Gaethje, you're like, dude, I literally heard about this fight 2 weeks ago. Like, of course, you were on par to make that weight today anyway. Remember, he said, hey, Gaethje, like, let's make this weight together. And Gaethje's like, no, not doing that. Like, I've had 2 weeks to prepare for this, right?
Yeah.
I don't think Gaethje will care as much. I think it's a gangster move. Don't get me wrong. To make weight for a fight that isn't happening is a baller move. But I don't think Gaethje was intimidated by it. I think he was more just like, all right, whatever. And because he didn't even have the opportunity to do himself, he's not going to do it after 2 weeks' notice.
Yeah.
And
I don't think sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I agree. I think it's going to be a non-factor, even though it is a baller move. But I think it's also a very stupid move. But hey, it is what it is. I don't think it's going to affect him at the end of the day. But he's not doing himself any favors by doing that.
Right.
All right. Well, that pretty much wraps up that card, and that wraps up the show. Hey guys, stay tuned for a lot more. We're going to be doing a lot more than just obviously talking about fights, but we couldn't help ourselves. This is an insatiable card. This UFC 249 is absolutely stacked from top to bottom. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Again, look forward to hitting you guys up with not just sports. We're going to be hitting you guys with some food stuff coming up. We're looking to get into the gaming section. Stay tuned for a lot more. Nate, you want to tee up anything? Give anybody a little preview into what you're going to be throwing in here?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this is, we aptly named this channel Content Cube because there are 6 things we're going to be getting into. But one of them in this sports sector here, beyond just MMA, to my right here, as you can see, is a nice collection of jerseys. I got quite the collection and the podcast called The Jersey Wall, which will be coming back exclusively as part of Content Cube's media conglomerates, we'll call it. That I'm very excited to bring to you guys. So all you footy fans, stay tuned for that. That'll be very exciting. Aside from that, oh, dude, the gaming, the food, all of it. It's going to be very cool. I'm very excited to be part of this team going forward and to show you all what we've had in the works and what we'll bring to you guys in the weeks and hopefully months, years to come.
100%. And we're excited to have you, Nate. And we are equally excited to have everybody tune in and see this awesome content we will be putting out. All right. On behalf of Nate, the Great, Jad, and myself, have a wonderful day. Peace out. A-Town. Grab yourself 3 pieces in the soda for this weekend's card. It's going to be freaking awesome.
All right.